I've done thousands of live readings on the internet, and I really hope with what I've discovered with tarot really helps you and discover and help you with the meanings. And let's get started and let's talk about the Empress today. We're discussing the Empress card, and the Empress really represents a path to spirit through the senses. She's very passionate rather than idealistic. She's realistic in her approach and in her sharing, and she knows now is the perfect time to give whatever she has to give. And this is the part of lesson for the astrological sign of Libra, and we will pull up a card at the end that will give a bit more details from Libra, and that comes from the Blooming Cat Tarot. So I hope that you enjoy that. And in the card here we've got the Empress, and she sits on a very opulent cushion. She's surrounded by life. There's flowing water that brings life to the lawn and the trees, and there's ripe wheat down the bottom of the card here, and that suggests fertility. And the unripe seeds in the High Priestess card are now ripe in the Empress card. So it really suggests the maturing of plans. And there's a heart-shaped stone beneath her seat, and it depicts a circle and a downward pointing cross. So we've got the sign for Venus, the ruler of Libra and Taurus. And this symbol really represents spirit come to terms with the physical world through love. It is commonly used to represent women, this card. The High Priestess showed as a dreamer, and the Empress really has now her feet firmly planted on the ground. So there is a bit of a difference here with both cards. So she wears a triple crown, and so does the Hierophant. So it represents the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. So what are you thinking about the Empress card so far? So later on I will discuss in other readings how the Empress has influenced my readings, what I got intuitively, and also how I've had this card combined with other cards. So please feel free to like and subscribe for more readings as we get through those. But the general meaning of the Empress can really mean making your plans a reality, or moving forward to the next natural stage of your plan. So basically taking one step closer to your goal. Pregnancy is suggested by this card, and really can be confirmed when it's next to the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, or one of the more pages in the layout. So the Empress can also suggest a trip to the countryside, or taking a break, reconnecting with nature, because it's very naturalistic card, surrounded by nature. So this card really is a suggestion to rebalance yourself, get in contact with nature. The card also does suggest domestic stability or harmony in the home, and this is often through the act of bringing love out in the mind and into the heart. If this pops up in a business question, this card can suggest that you're working from home or using home as a work base. And it also can suggest progress with business plans. Now, if this card pops up in a relationship reading, the Empress can suggest moving forward into the next natural stage of the relationship. It can also describe a pregnancy for the arrival of a child, usually takes a relationship to a new stage, and it is a very positive card for relationships. It is a very positive card for relationships in the domestic sense. So it really is a time when you and your partner approach life through feelings and pleasure rather than being through thought. So there's lots of growth in this card, and that life exists within this relationship. So it's very positive. Now, if this card pops up and it's reversed, it can often indicate difficulties in the home, difficulties within the relationship. It is a reminder that we're unable to bring plans to fruition or in the relationship, and we have a real inability to love from the heart because we're thinking too much. We're really thinking way too much. So it really can describe an emptiness or a frustration, not being able to start a family. In a question about children, if it's reversed, the Empress reverse can really indicate complications during a pregnancy, a miscarriage, a termination, or a conclusion through a birth. So that is the Empress. Now, I really want to describe also too with a relationship, if it's reversed, it is going to be disharmony. Disharmony in the relationship, and if you're going through renovations, it can really mean a lot of upheaval. It can mean that it's like stressful. But if you get this reversed and you're doing a reading for a young person and it's reversed, it can really suggest that the person's living at home with their parents, which is really preventing a love relationship happening. So that's with this. Now I want to discuss further key elements that I get from little white books or key words. And that's what really helped me grow and flourish, I believe, in my tarot readings. It wasn't about reading huge books, knowing about the history of tarot. It was just simply looking at key words, focusing on them, and really allowing my intuition to flow. So let's dig deep. Let's go into some keywords. Well, not even deep. We don't want to go deep. We want to stay light, bright, focusing on a keyword. And it really helps you when this card pops up and there's a keyword. It really helps for that to be in your memory, so you're able to stay in the flow of the intuition as opposed to letting your rational mind think about this card too much. So let's discuss some keywords. So we have fertility, nature, femininity. We've got this maternal woman here who's also very successful, but she's also be reminded that she's a force to be reckoned with, So her maternal instincts really kick into high gear if she's threatened. With this card also too reversed, if we look at some keywords, it can be smothering and dependence on others. The universe really brings love. It gives birth to desires and wishes. So we have the keywords seduction, desires. Another keyword that pops up in my favourite reading, the Gentle Thrills Tarot, is abundance. I really love that, and that really, we get that with this card, looking at the fertility of the grain in the card. So we're really looking at abundance, again, spending time in nature, loving, nurturing yourself, and it's an excellent time for emotional and physical health when this card pops up. So the Empress is really about hard work paying off, successful endeavours, a love of luxurious things, getting a lot done, nurturing others or yourself, motherly figures, as we've said, birth, pregnancy, the ability to abundantly create. And I really love this point as well. It's showing somebody who's got a gift of growing plants and gardens. I just love that with this card. Obviously it does constantly show motherhood and lovingly caring for yourself. With the Muse Tarot, I really love the bullet points in this book. It describes nurturing energy, motherly love from the universe, Gaia and the divine, fertility, healing, self-love, compassion, creating a path that is healing for yourself and others. We also have unity with this card, and the unification of body, mind, and spirit. Now, this is a point that came up before, and it's someone who has a love of luxurious things. Now, if that came up in a relationship reading, that can come up as a positive or negative. It really depends on who they're dating. Is this person all about the labels and spending money and, biting off more they can chew? Obviously, that really depends on the card around the reading. So it's really interesting. And also, too, don't forget that this card does mean excellent health. So that's basically the Empress, and I look forward to putting up some more videos in the future of combined readings and also sample readings where this card's popped up and where I've learned. I've done thousands of readings online, which has really helped progress my tarot readings. I really love to hear from anybody else who'd like to add anything about this card, what it means to them, what it feels to them. When I first started reading tarot, I used to really struggle with this card, but as time goes on, and when you're in the flow, when you get it, it's often seen as a positive. But as I said, it really depends on the combined cards around it. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, where we dig deeper in tarot, and hopefully with what I bring forward and what I discuss about readings and how it's popped up really helps you. I didn't really have any guides when I first started reading, and I really wish that I'd listened to more people that spoke about their readings rather than just people showing cards or really getting too deep into the symbology of the card. To me, that didn't really work for me, and it confused me more. So, if this is type of your thing, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really love to hear from you. What have you seen when you pull the Empress card? What does it mean to you? Until next time.